It is now only 12 days to the first Formula One race in 2026, and this is the race that will take place on Sunday, the 8th of March at Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia. And I am extremely excited about this particular race because this is the first race under the new era of Formula One. We have new Formula One regulation, and a lot is expected to be exciting and also new to all the players within the sport. The teams are learning about these new cars, and we saw them during the pre-season testing. The drivers are also undergoing a lot of learning when it comes to how to handle these new cars, especially when you consider that many of them have spoken and said or voiced the idea that this will be very different kind of cars when it comes to how the driving works, especially when you consider that they need to be able to actually harvest energy and also deploy it differently across a Formula One track. And if you are as excited and curious as I am also sure that you are looking forward to this first race of the Formula One season in 2026. And this is because we all have a lot of questions that need answers. And when we were able to see these cars during the pre-season check-down in Barcelona, as well as the first and the second pre-season testing in Bahrain, still a lot of questions that require answers. We do not know which teams were sandbagging in Bahrain, especially when you consider that there are rumors that quite a number of teams were not actually performing at their best to hide their performance and to kind of try play games with their competitors. We are also aware that teams were not learning the same program. Some had more fuel than others. Others were checking different data points and kind of testing different factors, which means some of the information that we already have about the performance and how teams are behaving or how different cars are behaving may not be fully complete, and that picture will only be complete when they are actually doing the first race of the Formula One season in 2026. And that's why this first race in Australia is going to be very important, because on Sunday the 8th in Australia, I am not sure that there will be any team that will be trying to play any games. I don't think that there will be any sandbagging during that race. And it's possible that teams will have tuned up their engine to the best and maximum performance. So by the end of the race, we will have a clearer picture of how things are in terms of performance of the various teams, and probably we'll get a clearer picture of the pecking order, because right now all of us are trying to predict who is ahead, who is behind, who is in the midfield, but we truly do not have a clearer picture of the situation. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about Formula One, the business of Formula One, and content creation in Formula One. And I would really appreciate if you would consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. One of the things that I'm doing towards the first race of the Formula One season in 2026 is to count down to that first race, and that's what this video is all about. Is a part of this series that I'm doing where I'm counting down to the race because I'm excited about it, and I know you are also excited if you are watching this video. The 2026 Formula One season promises to be very exciting because I suspect there are quite a number of stories and narratives that will emerge. There are drivers and teams that are going to perform very well over the course of the season. There are others who are not going to perform as well. And all those are going to be interesting stories to follow. You want to know which teams have improved, which one have maintained what they were already doing in the past. And you also want to look at teams that probably have moved backwards, that are not at their best and that have taken a step back. And at the same time, different people have different expectations of various drivers. And if you are to listen to some of the comments and the conversation that have been going on in the paddock, There is a feeling that this new generation of cars seem to favor certain drivers and others might struggle a little bit more to get in tune with how to drive these new cars. All these are stories that should make the season very exciting, because you want to see who is able to actually adapt quickly, who is probably doing better in terms of their driving style and how it fits into this new kind of cars and how they are supposed to be driven. And you also want to find out who is struggling, who is not able to gel with the new cars. At least we know under the cloud effect era, a driver like Lewis Hamilton struggled. He was never in tune with the cars that he was driving, both at Mercedes and also during his first year at Ferrari. Now, we want to find out whether that will still be the case under these new regulations. We want to know, was the problem the car or was the problem his driving style and him as a driver? Some of these kind of questions, some of these stories will be answered during the season. And that's why particularly I'm very excited about the season, and I'm looking forward to that first race in Melbourne, Australia, because it will be the start of answering or getting answers to some of the questions that I personally have, and probably the questions that you also have. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel I talk about Formula One, the business of Formula One, and content creation in Formula One. And I would really appreciate if you would consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. If you have enjoyed this particular video, watch the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.